But one of the most important things we have to ask when we look at this is, how did Jesus do evangelism? How did Paul do evangelism? I'm going to tell you, it wasn't Roman roads, it wasn't close your eyes and say this prayer, and it certainly wasn't beating them over the head with the Bible. There was no pressure from Jesus. That's another cultural thing that we've created in Christianity. I'm not going to let them out of here until they believe in Jesus. I'm not going to let them out of here until they've heard every word of the Bible. I'm not going to let them go. They're going to do. You guys are putting pressure on people to make a decision that if they make the decision under that kind of pressure, it will not be authentic. And if you convince them enough, they'll think that it was an authentic conversion, because some of you were pressured into your belief. Jesus didn't do that. If you pay attention to what Jesus did, there was one part in John where he's talking about his body being flesh and blood and we should eat and take of it. Like, it sounds like cannibalism. And the people are like, whoa, Jesus, what's this? And Jesus understood they were having problems understanding his teaching. And so he turns around and he goes, hey, what I'm talking to you about is spiritual stuff, not physical stuff. But it says that they just couldn't get on board with Jesus, and all these followers turned and walked away. And then Jesus turned and he started to teach to the disciples that had stayed. Did he go chase down all the ones that just left? He confronted them, he spoke truth to them, but he let them make their decision, and then Jesus let them go. The rich young ruler coming up to Jesus and saying, Jesus, oh, I love you. What do I have to do to be part of your kingdom? What do I got to do? And Jesus brings up, hey, basically the commandments, the great commandments. He's like, oh, I've done all that since I was young. And Jesus, being Jesus, he knew what his biggest vice was. It was his possessions. He was the rich young ruler. And this is what's remarkable. It says Jesus loved him. That's just an odd thing to plug in the middle of that. And Jesus loved him. Jesus confronted him with what he knew was his idol. And then it says the man went away sorrowful because he had many possessions. He didn't want to give it up. Jesus loved him, and the man was crying. Did Jesus go after him and say, oh, buddy, but I love you. I love you. It's okay. Don't cry. It's okay. Jesus let him walk, because we have to give people the chance to make their own decision. The second you manipulate it, it's coercion. You got to let people believe for themselves.